What have you done for your guts lately? Gut microbiome is such a huge part of what impacts our health, our overall being, our energy, our stress, potential to lose weight. It has so many impacts in the body. Take a moment, go down to the comment section and let me know what you do to enhance your gut microbiome. In today's video, I'm gonna talk all about doing a gut reset, if you will. I've got a lot of groceries here we picked up at the store. I feel pretty comfortable as a registered dietitian saying most people need to do more when it comes to our gut health, and just bringing more awareness to the foods that we're eating and incorporating more gut healthy foods can be so beneficial in a lot of different ways. If you're not sure what foods you need to eat to be sure that you are eating for the best gut health possible, then make sure you take a moment and subscribe to this channel. Be sure to hit that like button, as it always lets me know what videos you enjoy. Let's get into what we're gonna prep. We're gonna get going here and we're gonna talk about what foods you can incorporate and how they're gonna help you. To keep things very simple, very basic, in effort to have a healthy gut microbiome, we need to have diversity within our gut, which means we need diversity with the food choices that we are consuming. So in terms of fruits and veggies, we want different colors, we want different types of items. And then I'm sure you've also heard of prebiotics and probiotics. So we're gonna get into some of those. The first thing I'm gonna make for meal prep is gonna be a simple smoothie, because I just think smoothies are one of the easiest things many of us can do to incorporate into our day, and it allows us to add in so many healthful ingredients. So we're gonna use the organic kefir milk. This is a 3.25% fat, and it's plain and unsweetened, although if you can't get down with the taste of this, they do have flavored ones. This one comes in at 150 calories, 8 grams of fat, 9 carbohydrates, and 10 grams of protein. You can see the ingredients there are just organic milk, organic non-fat milk, pectin, vitamin D3, and cultures. I've actually never drank kefir before, so we're gonna try this for the first time together. But kefir is an easy way to add in probiotics into your diet. Probiotics are the good gut bacteria. So you already have those in your gut. Hopefully you should have a mix of good and bad, but you want more good than bad. So adding in more probiotics with your diet is one easy way to add in that good gut bacteria. So this guy right here says 12 live and active probiotic cultures. This can be found honestly at any grocery store. Even if you're not familiar with it, you will be able to find this at your local grocery store. Had to look this up so we knew what we were getting into. Traditional kefirs fermented at ambient temps, generally overnight. So that fermentation of the lactose yields more of a sour, carbonated, slightly alcoholic beverage. Very interesting, with a consistency and taste similar to drinkable yogurt. Not sure I'm doing much good to sell the kefir right now, but what we're gonna do is throw it into the Ninja blender, and we're gonna add in some other healthy items with it to hopefully get a delicious taste. So we've got our kefir in here for our probiotics. Then just for some additional nutrition, I've added in some wild blueberries. I use the Wyman's. I added in a cup of baby spinach, a tablespoon of flaxseed meal, ground up. This stuff's really good. I like the taste it gives, plus it's high fiber, so that fiber is also gonna help with our guts. And then I added in a little vanilla extract too. So I'm gonna blend this up. Let's see how she tastes. I personally don't mind the flavor of a plain unsweetened yogurt. This does take on that flavor, the little bit of sourness I can tell from the fermented kefir. So the blueberries added a nice touch. The vanilla I can't really taste. So I would say if you're someone who likes a smoothie with a little more sweetness in there, throw in maybe a little bit of honey or maple syrup, or you could even do a tablespoon of peanut butter or almond butter if you like it a little sweeter. I like it, but I want to caution because I know some people don't like that sour yogurt taste, which is the kind of flavor I'm getting. What I will say with the smoothie though, adding in some leafy greens, I don't even know they're in there. So this is such an easy way to start your day out with some good nutrition. You can definitely mix this up, add in different fruit. You could even throw in some pineapple to sweeten it up a little bit more. This was just kind of my basic first time go around at this smoothie. Should actually mention one of the main reasons I'm personally doing this little gut reset, this gut cleanse, if you will, is because I just got over not just one, but 2 courses of antibiotics. So if you've ever been on antibiotics before, antibiotics not only remove the bad stuff in your gut, but it also removes the good bacteria. So we want to replenish our guts, in particular after antibiotic use, which is what motivated me to do this video for you all and share with you some of this stuff. So I'm hoping by incorporating probiotics and prebiotics, we are gonna get this gut in good shape. So I've got a lot of probiotic, prebiotic foods on the counter right now, but what I wanna do is create some lunch meals that I can build for the work week, incorporating some of these foods, but I do want to have a staple with it, a lean protein. That protein is not only good for our muscles, but helps keep you feeling full and satisfied. So this is my protein for the week. I've just got some organic chicken breasts here that I've already cut the fat off them, and I'm gonna air fry them because air frying is just such a time saver for me, and actually the chicken tastes pretty good in the air fryer. So the only thing I'm gonna do is add a little extra virgin olive oil to it. You can skip that step if you want for air frying. You could even just do a little spray. I also have some avocado oil spray here. Just probably add a little bit of salt and pepper to her. Garlic sea salt and a little pepper just to add some spice to it. And then I just like to rub it in. Massage the boobies a little bit. Just kind of flip it around. So I've got 3 pretty big breasts here. That's definitely gonna last me more than 3 meals actually with that size. So I'm gonna go ahead and put these in my air fryer and get those cooking and crisping. If you have the option for air roast on your air fryer, I highly suggest that. It does something really good with the chicken. Did I tell you or what? Air roast your chicken. It looks so good. It turns out so juicy, bro. You need to move slow with adding in these prebiotics, probiotics. You may just want to be aware of some of the foods that cause a little gassiness, a little airiness, if I may, and just take it slow on those. This is fantastic. Sauerkraut, I think, is a little more common. You're maybe used to it, whereas kimchi, I feel like I personally didn't grow up with it. This one is authentic Korean kimchi. I got it in mild. We've got some cabbages here we're gonna use today too, which would assist with giving us prebiotics, which help feed the good bacteria in our guts. But then we also want the fermented stuff. So here is that kimchi. You can get it in different flavors, so you can take a look at this. I found it in the produce section at my local grocery store. Let's do a little live taste test of this as well. This is what the kimchi looks like when you open it up. You can definitely see the red pepper in there and the cabbage. So let's take a little taste of that, see how we like it. Stop right now and let me know down in the comments below if you've ever tried kimchi before, or if you're a sauerkraut lover. Do you just add it to specific dishes, or how do you like it? Do you just eat it out of the container like I'm gonna do? Get like a little hearty bite there, hearty-ish. I don't want to go too deep. Oh, I don't like it. It's mild, but wow, that has a distinct flavor to it. 1 ounce is a serving. I just feel that I trashed my gut so bad, so I have to have a CT scan this week, and the protocol for the CT scan was to do a course of antibiotics, come off of it, and then do another course of antibiotics for my nose. So, I physically feel that I have trashed my guts. So sometimes, even though things don't taste great, which this doesn't, it definitely, you can taste the fermentation. So what I mean by that is it has that alcohol taste to it. It actually tastes a little bit alcoholic. I don't think you won't get buzzed from it. You're not gonna get drunk from it, but that's definitely a very distinct taste. I'm just gonna have to take it on in and I will not add that to a meal though. I'm just gonna eat it as is for the sake of gut health. If you just can't get down with kimchi or sauerkraut or even kefir, a couple other options that you can easily grab at your local store would be things like kombucha. This is another fermented beverage that has become more and more popular. This is my favorite brand here, the GT's Raw Kombucha. They just do a great job. I feel like with their flavors and just having a whole host of different probiotics in there. And you'll notice in some of these, they do list out what different microorganisms are in there. I don't really recommend you have to get too far down into the weeds. Just think bigger picture, it's about diversity. So having diverse choices, you're gonna get the job done with adding in some good probiotics. So raw kombucha, I always like those. You don't have to drink a whole bottle in a sitting. They list it as 1 serving. Oh, now it's serving size 1 bottle. Okay, previously it used to be 2 servings per bottle. The other thing that they have are these shots that are gonna be a little bit more expensive. These are by the brand Suja Organic. So they have these digestion shots I grabbed with ginger and probiotics. So sometimes it's hard to remember what's the difference between prebiotic and probiotic. Your probiotics are gonna be mostly fermented foods. So these shots I have here, this one's with ginger and probiotics in there. And then this one's vitamin D and zinc, but it's also with reishi and with probiotics. So these are another option for something you could grab just as a little health shot, if you will. Are they effective? You know, at the end of the day, you're at least adding in some good probiotics. Prebiotics, we are gonna think more about plant-based fibers that aren't digestible. So a lot of fruits and veggies, greens, things like peas, cabbage, asparagus, shallots, leeks, onions, watermelon, grapefruit, just a whole host of different healthy foods. If you're like, she's going back and forth, prebiotic, probiotic, what's the difference? What do I need? You can probably tell from a lot of this, it's about getting in good healthy foods, a good source of plant-based fibers. So fruits, veggies, a different assortment, and then also getting in the fermented foods, I feel that isn't as natural for a lot of us. Maybe it is for some of us, depending on what your normal eating history is. I know I didn't grow up with things like kimchi and sauerkraut and kombucha, so those are new to me. Adding them into my diet, things like kefir, it's not stuff I was exposed to as a kid. I wasn't exposed to it till I was an adult. So you can easily kind of find those and trial them, add them in, and if needed, you can supplement as well. But I personally like to try to get as much as I can in via the diet and then supplement if needed. I will say the wellness shots are a little pricey. They're a little expensive. This one is 1 bottle is, how many ounces in here? This is 2 ounces. So this isn't meal prep, obviously, but this is a simple little add-on that you could throw into your lunchbox or take it with you, or even if you're traveling and you're having some digestion issues, which often happens when we travel. I mean, how many of us get backed up and struggle with constipation or having our bowel movements disrupted from travel? It's very common. Your hydration is off. Hydration is another way to improve your gut microbiome. Also your stress levels too. So thinking about how much stress you have in your day-to-day life, it's great when we can manage stuff via food, but the other thing that can also make or break us, even if we're doing all the right things with food, is our stress levels. So for me, with my little gut reset I'm also gonna make sure to step it up this week with managing my stress. I'm trying to commit to yoga more and just doing a bit more meditation and deep breathing, and even cardio for me sometimes is a means of stress relief and being able to just be in my own head and navigate my thoughts. According to the American Family Physician, based on their research, they say dosage just depends on the type of product, but common will range from 5 to 10 billion colony forming units per day. And that's for children, and from 10 to 20 billion for adults. So adults are gonna need a little bit more than children. But how the heck do you know if you're getting enough or not? It's real easy to tell when you're actually consuming it via a supplement, because your supplement bottle will tell you how many billion CFUs are in there. But when you're consuming things like sauerkraut and kimchi, you're not gonna know. From what I can tell from just reading different guidelines online, essentially if you're trying to combine prebiotics and probiotics into every meal or snack, you're likely definitely getting enough of what you need. And again, trying to be considerate of having some diverse options, not necessarily consuming the same thing every day, but if you are a sauerkraut lover and that's just what you love, throw that into one meal a day if you can. I don't want you all to sweat the breakdown of how much you're getting and worry about it. You don't need to go so far down the rabbit hole, just more so be more aware of incorporating this type of stuff into your meals and snacks, and you'll likely be benefiting your gut for it. Country Wild Gourmet Rice. These are gonna be my grains for the week. And when we talk about gut health, we wanna think about decreasing our overall inflammation in our body, inflammation in our gut. So carbohydrates, do they inflame us? And I just looked at the package of rice, and there's a reason why I always buy 90-second rice, because 50 minutes, 5-0, this needs to cook. So the rice is gonna be ricing back there for a minute. Roasted veggie tray going into the oven, preheated it to 400 degrees. And we'll probably put them in there till they get real roasty, so probably 30 to 40 minutes. Another breakfast option I'm gonna have for the morning besides my smoothie is gonna be just some gluten-free oats. The Bob's Red Mill, I just feel like is the best. That has flax and chia in it, so naturally that's gonna be high in fiber, helping us with our gut health. That has 7 grams of fiber in it, protein, 210 calories, and then to add in there for more prebiotics, I'm going to do some organic blueberries. And if I want to sweeten it up a little bit, I may do a little maple syrup or almond butter, but that's going to be my other breakfast to have on hand. And then I'm also making up right now a little salad, more prebiotics here. I'm going to do some kale. I've also got some other greens, spinach and arugula to use up. I'm going to add in a little bit of cabbage. I don't want to go too overboard because raw cabbage, you know, can get a little dicey, but we're gonna do that. I'm also gonna probably add in there some sliced apple, also good prebiotic, and snacks to have on hand, some yogurt. You can also grab yogurt if you're not into kefir. You can just try to find yogurts that have more live active cultures listed in there. So Chobani's always been a good one that usually has at least 5 to 6 listed. So be careful. Things like Dana and Light and Fit, while they may be lower in calories, they're not going to have as much in there in terms of your probiotics. You guys, I am so jazzed for my meals this week. This one has the wild rice. It's finally done. Looks like it turned out all right. Other than cooking on the bottom of my pan, which I don't appreciate, but I added the rice in there with my chicken. I've got a heaping serving of that delicious roasted garlic sauerkraut. And then my veggies, the carrots, cauliflower, onion, all roasted in there. Looks delicious. I've got my big old salad put together with all my greens. I threw in some sliced apple, grapes, pecans, goat cheese. I've got red and Napa cabbage. And then for breakfast tomorrow, I'm going to do the oats with blueberries. And then I'm going to bring a Chobani yogurt with me. Fruit, I've got an orange, a grapefruit, and then I'm also going to give the little shot here a try. So that's going to come with me too. How gorgeous does this salad look? And how are you going to know if you are consuming enough probiotics, prebiotics? Is it doing its trick? How is one to know? Couple things. First off, you got to give it a little bit of time. You definitely don't have to incorporate everything I am doing all in one day. That could possibly leave you with a little stomach upset. So you can slowly work these foods into your diet. And what you will hopefully notice after a week, 2 weeks, a month, you got to give things enough time, and you also have to be consistent, which we know are the two things we all struggle with the most. But if you do that, you may find that you have better digestion. So that could look different for each and every person, but you may find that you just digest food better. You don't have as much cramping, bloating after you eat your meals. You may find your bowel regularity is regular. So those are some things to look for. Additionally, you could have benefits with better mood and cognition. You could have benefits in terms of improved immunity. So that's something you may not see right away, but more so over time by enhancing your gut health and improving your immunity. You may be prone to less viruses, less getting sick, and just feeling more energized on the day-to-day. All right, everyone, that is gonna wrap up my gut healthy meal prep, my gut cleanse. We're gonna get this going this week. Let me know if you wanna do it along with me. This isn't something I'm gonna do for a couple days. I'm gonna do it for a bit of time just to recenter my focus back on my internal health. And I think that's something that's so underrated that you all can do moving forward into the new year. We're already mid-February. If you're trying to lose weight, I understand, but shift that focus to really make sure you're focusing on the important stuff like your gut and how much that impacts our overall internal health. Sometimes we got to start there before we focus in on those other goals. That's it for me in this video. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one.